Living the good fat life with your host Karen and Sherri. They'll help everything align for your body, soul, and mind. The good fat life, whether change comes slow or dramatically. The good fat life will help you sort things out organically.
Oh my gosh, today is the first podcast in over a year that I am going solo. So Karen Kalnasian, my beloved co-host, is practicing self-care today. We are honoring, we're practicing what we preach, right? Okay, so that's good, and it feels a little lonely. And Karen, we wish you well. And I'm just going to jump right in. And first off, we have our latest issue of Good Fat Life, and this issue is on play, which has been really eye-opening in many, many ways. And so if you're interested in getting a copy of the magazine, you can go to goodfatlife.com and order a subscription and have it delivered to your home. Or you can scan the QR code or text Inspired Good Fat Life to 55678 and receive a digital version. So your choice. Lots of choices and lots of great information. So that said, I am so excited and honored and delighted, and I could hardly sleep last night for our guest today. He's a dear friend that I've known for, I don't know, a number of years. And I've actually met Gary Stuart, and he practices family constellation, which we're going to hear a lot more about. And I met Gary because he came to Detroit and did a constellation, and a very dear friend of mine said, "You got to go. This is an experience you don't want to miss." And so I'm like, I trusted her and said, "All right, let's do this." So here we are. So Gary, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Sherri. Thank you very much.
And getting up early because Gary lives just outside of Sedona in Arizona. So that's he newly moved there, and I can't wait to do a road trip and go to one of your constellations out there.
Beautiful.
So tell us about it, Gary. What is family constellation?
Well, it was coined by Bert Hellinger, my teacher, about 1965. So it's been around for a long time. But it's not a big corporation. So it's really word of mouth. And a lot of people find it it's like the best kept secret on earth. And it's hard to get people to understand the value of it. First of all, I want to say it has nothing to do with astrology of the stars. So the reason Bert coined that is when you looked at a pictograph, so to speak, family system. So in the work we would use an attending person at the workshop to represent your mother, your father, a problem or issue, and they would tune in an energy field. It was kind of your subconscious that you're not even aware you're carrying. And it starts to show you a picture. They would start moving or saying things about fear or this or anger, and you say, oh my God, that's really going on in my family system. And mind you, they know nothing about your history, and they tune to the raw energy of the people in your family system. So Bert said, well, when they move around, it looks like a constellation in the sky. One star's here, one star's there, and it starts to show a multi-dimensional picture of what was really going on in the family system, separate from the drama of the beliefs you got from participating in the family system.
Well, I didn't know that. And you're right. It's hard to explain. You really kind of have to experience. But I will tell you, I have seen phenomenal, and I've experienced it in my own family. Phenomenal shifts in energy, in beliefs, in releasing of fears, all kinds of things. So Gary, why don't you give maybe is there an example that you could provide for our listeners to I mean, I know you've got thousands of them, but
I know exactly. Probably around 15 or 16,000 processes. And I mean, there's just so many things. But what shows up, first of all, I want to credit women for this modality. Bert Hellinger got the fame for it, but he was actually attending workshops created by women in Germany back in 1963, 64. And he caught fire with that term. But it was women who were exploring, they called it the architecture of the family. And they invited him to participate, to be in a role. Would you represent a grandfather here? Would you represent a father here? And he was amazed at all the information that downloaded. So when you are a rep, you don't know anything about it. All of a sudden, there's anger that comes in. There wasn't there 30 seconds ago. And you don't even know the client's last name. So he was so enthralled that these women had discovered something. He was attending all their workshops to be a rep. And then, of course, he was already a psychotherapist, so it's a different mode of therapy. And he coined that term, and then boom, it just took off like a rocket for him. But I want to credit women were the initial explorers. They were the Columbuses that were navigating this. And I don't think anyone has given them the credit they deserve for being progenitors of this. He gets all the credit. He's a great guy, don't get me wrong. But it really was women exploring different dimensions of family systems led to the term constellation stuck.
Got it. Thank you for that. So duly noted, and that's great.
People come with all types of problems. One thing I've learned, a couple of insights that I put in my books. I've written many books on it, and no one in your family system asked what life gave them. It's like we were given lemons, and we either can be sour with those lemons, or make lemonade out of the lemons we're given. Like if we have Irish heritage, no one asked for famine, but yet everyone is in reaction to that. Of course, let's say I'm not picking on Irish. I'll go through all the nationalities that we have to. But historically, Irish people know to be drunks or like alcohol. And when we go into an Irish family system, we see tremendous grief over the famine, and they started drinking because grief was too much. And then that gets copied generation after generation. Everyone who's Irish drank a little too much. Why? Because of the unresolved grief from the potato famine. So we don't demonize substance. We know it's covering something up. And saying an Irish family system, which happens quite frequently, it's deep grief, the helplessness and loss that people were starving to death in Ireland 200 years ago. And those moments still alive in the cellular memory of most Irish people.
I just got the little chills as you were talking about that, because like I said, as I've been through probably half a dozen of them, and I've seen so many family, things pop up where people are having a problem, maybe moving forward with their business or maintaining a healthy relationship with somebody, or conceiving, infertility. Right? And some other things, all kinds of things. And then up pops, when you go through the work, I'll say incest, or like you say, life events that were out of control, out of the control. It's like the Great Depression. Different immigration stories. And you see that enacted, and what I love about the work that you do is that you really get to the root cause, and there's no judgment at all. It's such a safe, and it's such an aha moments, right?
Absolutely.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. Well, a lot of people, speak about forgiveness and things like that, which is okay. But what we find in Constellation is more powerful is acceptance. Can we accept that our ancestors starved to death, blah, 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 which is true. But client working now today, Their ancestors didn't starve to death. They had enough food. They made stone soup in Ireland when there was no food, and lived off the minerals of the stone and the water. And they're here today. So of course people feel bad about what happened in Ireland, which is true. I'm not denying that. But what they tend to forget is that they're here because they survived. Same with people of color and slavery. There's a lot right now with racism and slavery and Black Lives Matter and everything. And I feel they're focusing on the anger at the white slave owner, which is fine. I'm not negating there should be anger there. But how did someone who had no shoes, no education, enslaved, working in a cotton field to defeat slavery? How come people aren't focusing on that? The power of the slave to defeat slavery. To me, that's where the soul power of African Americans are. And they're getting distracted by blaming perpetrators and shaming 200 years later. And I'm not endorsing slavery. It wasn't right, but it was the norm of that time period. So much our founding fathers participated in it. But is it really strengthening to go back there with sour grapes, blaming all white people today what happened 400 years ago? Does that strengthen or weaken people of color? And I think if they went, wow, my ancestor with nothing defeated slavery. I see such a tremendous power there. And when you shift your focus to the winner rather than seeing yourself as a loser, that's where the power is in manifesting anyone in life from this point forward.
So, and to your point, so what you do is you have a process that you go through. And you never know. It's like being with Mary Poppins. You have no idea what's going to pop up, right? Right. But it helps. It helps the people going through identify.
Right. Absolutely.
Identify
it's just your consciousness. It's just their consciousness. They were focused on the anger of the slave owner. We try to bring the focus back onto their ancestors because they would be alive today if that ancestor didn't fight with nothing. And decided to procreate, whether it's Jewish people who survived Auschwitz, and the claim maybe yes, Auschwitz was good, Hitler was insane, all that's true. I'm not denying any real history, but the fact that their ancestors survived extermination, and they're here because of that survival mode that their ancestors had, rather than say focusing on Hitler did this and then it was bad, it was horrible, it was insane, but yet they're here in spite of it. So what about the power that their ancestors survive that and be an unpersecuted Jew in the 21st century because of the power of that ancestor who overcame extermination, genocide. That's where the power is. I think people start to I'm not saying any of the history is good. I don't endorse any of it. But the shift is focus seems to be on the perpetrator rather than the winner, who is their ancestor.
Got it. And I'm thinking, and what the family constellation work does, it helps identify or break the patterns because so often, I mean I watch it with my grandchildren, right? I see my grandchildren take on beliefs and patterns and behaviors of my children. And then you see, myself and my parents in the grandchildren. So it's just such an unconscious thing.
Yes,
right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
We just absorb what the people around us that are front line are teaching us, and there's not a conscious consciousness about it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And yet at the same time, it's fully conscious too. So basically we've learned survival skills like Joe Ada, quite a joke, but if we survive our family system, then we can survive anything. and my latest book is called Raising Your Harmonious Child, and it's how every parent's decision now will actually have an impact 100 years after their death. So what do you want to be known for as a grandmother or grandfather or father, mother? They were in SAP. Oh my God, they were terrible. So that echo will last 100 years. That echo today will last 2200. 2221. Just imagine your choices having that kind of impact in the future. And wouldn't you rather have, oh my God, they're the best parent I could have had. Oh my God, they gave me so many gifts. Oh my God, they nurtured me. Wouldn't you like to have that reputation rather than horrible? And I hear clients talking about their ancestors. My grandfather was angry, blah, blah, blah. My grandmother was a witch, blah, blah, blah. And sure, that was the experience. But until we walk in the shoes, we don't know. The great thing about Constellation is you put a rep in for your grandmother, you see what she was suffering with. And my next book is going to be about misogyny and how women didn't have their voice. And a lot of women were in reaction and very bitter because they didn't really have a voice and they were victimized living in a man's world. So of course, the great grandmother could speak up about the gender injustices, but yet they still kept the family system going. They kept everyone fed on a shoestring. That was the case. And we're here because of their suffering. So in Constellation, we honor their suffering, but we don't have to carry their suffering. Number one, 99% of our ancestors are dead. So why would carrying their suffering help us in our life? It's kind of a total distraction. And would they want the suffering to continue or finding the joy in life that they couldn't attain in their lifetime because of the suffering? So it's a real catch-22. And we try to honor the fate of their suffering, whatever befell them. And at the same time, we have a chance to be happy and move forward. And guess what? That's what they want to. But the situation didn't allow that to happen.
Right. They didn't have the tools or the ideas. I had this is just a little aside, but it brought up how powerful ideas are, right? So the Olympics are on, and my granddaughters are young, and they had never seen them before, and I'm an Olympic. I love the Olympics, and anyway, so we were going to watch the women's gymnastics as the qualifiers and the diving, and they were sitting there with their mouths open, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, girls can do that." And it was just that, just that moment of an idea. It's like, until you have the idea in your head, you don't even know it's possible.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Right. So that's one of the things that I love about Constellation too is that when you go through it, you're like, oh my gosh, I just had no idea. It opens up a whole new thought process, if you will.
Absolutely. When we had the inauguration this year, with just like Biden, a lot of boys and girls wanted to be. That's a woman. A woman can be vice president just by her mere being in that elected office or selected office, whatever you believe. Gives it wakes up even a 5-year-old. I didn't know that was possible. And what if a young girl sees that? That's why it's so important. For women to see that they can be the president of the United States, and whenever that does, it will happen. Just a question of timing, and then people feel that hope. Like Obama was elected. I never thought I'd see black in my lifetime. I was like, wow, finally evolved this nation. Of course, there's a lot of de-evolution happening over that. But that's a whole other story. But at least rose to that. That's a possibility in this country. Michelle Obama being a descendant of slaves in the White House. And her ancestors might have built the White House.
Yeah, oh my gosh. It's so much is possible.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And Constellation show you that your ancestors survive enough to get here, then let's celebrate them. Because, 9 out of 10 times I don't think we celebrate the ancestors. I mean, how many people it touches my heart. If you told your mother or father is still alive, wow, you did a good job. Thank you. Something that simple would probably, it brings me to tears even saying it. How about if they just heard that? Well, I wish you did this. Why you were always at work? You didn't play with me. You didn't do sports. You didn't do that. And most people will say that. What if they said, wow, thanks, Dad. I didn't know you were that busy keeping a roof over our head. Thank you very much. Wow, you wanted to play sports too and couldn't do it. You had to make money. Wow, thank you. Well, I get to play sports now, and I'm in the NFL or whatever. You know what I mean? Because the father made those sacrifices. So it's easy for kids to blame what they didn't get, but when you honor what you did get, is such a deep soul satisfaction and harmony. Why not pass that backwards in time to your mother, your grandparents, and congratulate them for doing a great job.
What a beautiful thought and idea, right? What it is. Well, and then we learn so much about, you mentioned forgiveness.
Yeah.
And I study A Course in Miracles, right? So that's a big, and one of the big things is just that we get to always choose. At the end of the day, it's our thought, and our thought will give us our thought nurtures us, or it takes away from us. And my cat was waking me up in the middle of the night the other night, and I was like irritated at the cat, and I found myself going, wait a minute, why am I giving that energy to irritation to the cat? The cat just wants to go out or was hungry or something. And I thought, okay, little, Mowgli, we're going to get you some food, or we're going to do that. But it was so interesting. I just like, why do I want to be irritated? That doesn't feel good. Right? Right? I'll just honor, I'll just honor the cat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so many people these days with the cancel culture and everything are knee-jerk reactions. And one thing in a lot of blogs on my website about it, it's like stopping communication. If you cancel, say, I don't want to hear you, I don't want to hear it, that stops critical thinking, that stops debate, that stops listening. The biggest thing I think today that really is hurting everyone. No one wants to listen to an opposing opinion. How are you going to learn if you don't look at both sides? Albert Einstein said the simple thing that makes people that is genius is being able to hold two opposing thoughts simultaneously. And with the cancel culture, it's like I don't want to listen. You're wrong. I'm right. Which is actually perpetrator energy. And there's just no way they even want to let a different thought form into their thinking. That they have to be right. There's one way to think, and I have it, which is actually doesn't lead to any intelligence. And it stops communication. And ironically, in the country founded on the First Amendment, that people aren't speaking to each other, learning from each other. They're just blaming or shaming over a thought that doesn't match their thought. And I see that's actually a tragedy of our time. Everyone's it's real cancel culture. It's actually the biggest tragedy to happen in America, I think. And I'm writing blogs about it so people can understand. We're missing the boat. We think we know everything. And once you think that, you know nothing.
Got it. So, didn't you wrote a book about? I want to talk about Einstein and energy, because you wrote something.
Quantum activation with the Beak Swami, who's a quantum physicist. He was in Leap. The movie with the Leap is kind of the scientific backbone of that. And he's an explorer of consciousness. He feels humanity's the wrong track going on as a species. He calls it materialism. We're believing that materialism is real, and then that spirituality is not real. But spirituality is tied to consciousness, and actually that's more real than materialism. So he feels we got to get back into being conscious more than just about the 3D possessions that capitalism is actually based on.
So how long have you been doing this, Gary?
23 years this year.
Okay, long time. And how did you get started?
I actually found somebody in LA. I was doing massage. How we found each other. We did the modality. She was from Europe. She lived in LA, and I would do workshops. And I said, okay, well, let's do a one-on-one session. I want to check this out. And then instantly, I was enthralled with it. So I went to living workshops in Brentwood, California, or Santa Monica, whatever, where I live. And I was chosen to be a rep, and I got so much information. I was where did this come from? I got to learn this. The downloads were amazing. They were spiritually fulfilling and inspiring. It wasn't even my family system. It was someone else's family system. So you start to learn. Bert Hellinger it was called Orders of Love. Love has this symmetry. His first book was Love's Hidden Symmetry. Love seeks balance, and family seeks balance. So whether it's you, this perpetrator energy in the family system, or victim energy in the family system, every generation tries to balance it out to include all the different facets of the generations who came before. And there's so much to learn. I mean, there's so much about family dynamics that I understand. I'm not a psychotherapist and don't pretend to be one, but it's almost like I understand how the human soul works in the family system, and the intricacies of the human soul are they're simple, profound, and complicated all at the same time.
So what have you seen? Have you seen changes over the last 23 years?
Yeah. I mean, it seems kind of unfathomable, but we happen to try to find one name, and she's good work in Los Angeles. She wasn't on her ideas. She's had irritable bowel syndrome since she was 5 years old. And she said we do distance work around tired of suffering in my stomach. And we did it. It showed up with two other codependent on her mother, and was really love mother using her to fulfill needs. And that's the way. And I tried to what would happen, right? Yes, the next day ever. So how does someone not be themselves and give up this ease, which was actually most rooted with the mother, and then hiring the whole thing. Tell me when I come to Ray, the mother's a mess.
Oh,
her mother wasn't told about the Constellation, mind you. The mother's body reacted overnight from the daughter during her healing work without being told. Now that's what's amazing. And I said, here's your first assignment. Tell your mother to call her daughter and take care of herself. You're not her caretaker. She's a grown woman. This is in your face right now, the day after we did your work. And she did it. That's the first time she said, healthy mom, you're an adult. Take care of yourself. I still love you, but you take care of yourself. I'm not going to do it anymore. And she's been fine ever since.
Wow. And I know you've got thousands of those kinds of stories.
Oh my God, yeah. You name it. We did some deep men's healing this weekend actually. A lot of people were there. And it was just very, very, very powerful. So many different things happened with many people. But we did kind of one of the men working with deep healing, kind of rediscovering divine masculine, you could say, and how the limitation of our ancestors not nurturing their sons. I don't know if it's homophobia, if they're afraid to connect, kiss, or be tender with their sons, because society doesn't allow that. But it really showed up on how little men would their sons. Sure, they're here because of their fathers, but they only get this much. I mean, this much helps us survive, which is great. But when you look at how much could have been given, nurturing, hugging, the honoring, it was non-existent. So it's very, very powerful to have all the men who were working on this deep male wound that kind of their fathers didn't care, or they didn't give anything else other than procreation to the son. And it was extremely powerful. And what amazed me is I didn't get that nurturing from my male lineage, and yet I'm facilitating some deep, profound male healing work. Even though I had an abusive childhood, and I didn't my needs met, but I could facilitate that which blew my mind. But I must have done a lot of healing that I could facilitate and see what's needed for this group of men to heal.
Oh, that as you're talking, I'm just it's bringing back experiences I've had in your workshops, and it's leaving me speechless, right? With how powerful it is. And it seems so, and when you kind of hear about it, you're like, yeah, whatever, just, okay, sure. But you go through it and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is, I just had no idea that these kinds of modalities and what therapies are available.
Yeah.
It's we're complicated and simple at the same time, right? As you said.
Exactly. Just having compassion, like somebody who flew into the workshop this weekend, And she had lots of very smart. She had lots of judgments from other families. I don't deny any of it. Of course you do. Of course I'd have that reaction with my family. This is my own. But I say, can you have compassion for your mother's suffering? That she did what she did because she was suffering. You have compassion that this human being who gave you life suffered so much, and you have compassion for her suffering rather than blaming her. It's like our forefathers really didn't have a choice. My father was on D-Day Omaha Beach in World War II, fired by Nazis. Do you think they had a triage massage therapist, psychotherapist, and acupuncturist on the beach? Say, yes, you have post-traumatic stress. Yes, you saw your best friends killed. Yes, you survived bullets coming in your head. They just had to move forward and rush into the bullets, rush into danger and survive all the way to Germany and back. And of course they were deeply with PTSD, and I was probably a battered child by my mother because of that PTSD. And there was no support to even address that. There was post-traumatic stress syndrome in World War II soldiers. They just stiff upper lip, just tough it out. You survived, and go home and create a generation of baby boomers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So talk about your books a little bit. I know you've become quite a prolific writer.
I know. I get so much information and wisdom. I just want to share it, even though I have a couple bestseller books, but they're not like widely read like New York Times bestseller. But I always give content that will live on after I die, so to speak. So I think the posterity when I write lessons are universal for everyone to learn from. One of my books last summer during the lockdown, I took advantage of the extra time on my computer, and I published three books in 4 months. So they were all writing projects I never got to, but all I could do was grocery shop every day. I just sat the computer and hammered away at three different books simultaneously. So one of them was Healing Human History, taking these dramas of genocide or starvation with clients I've had. I'm not doing it theoretically. I had actual clients who suffered and came out of these kind of family systems. So it's called Healing Human History, and it's also you could say it's to find the silver lining that we did make it in spite of that, and focusing on the soul strength rather than the conditions of adversity. One thing I'd like to say is like does life progress through adversity? So we look at adversity as bad, but it does strengthen life. If you look at the animal world, any bird that's singing could be eaten by a hawk or another animal or a big animal. Any fish in the sea could be eaten by a shark at any given moment. So does that adversity of someone trying to kill us lead us to be smarter, faster, stronger? So is that adversity really bad, or is it part of the life force that's saying, hey, you better be on your toes if you stay alive? So is that what I joke and I say, is that the price of admission to be alive? You have to be really quick on your feet if you're going to survive this. And they will throw anything and everything at you that will challenge you. And so I think one of the rules of the universe or humans is adapt or die. And I think that's true for all animal forms on Earth in this garden of Eden, or garden of being eaten by the life force is adapt or die. And I really think that life has its own rules. We don't see them because we're in a civilization allegedly, but I think it's the same rules for every life. It's eat or be eaten on a real private level.
So and the research all says is that what people who live long, happy lives have something to get up for in the morning, right? They have a reason to get up, and often we're wired to want to grow. We have brains that want to grow, to solve problems, and and if you don't, look at people who do crossword puzzles. It doesn't matter what the problem to be solved is. It's whether you're staying alive or doing a crossword puzzle. And I'm not saying it still activates our brain to solve a problem.
Absolutely. And that's what they call now neuroplasticity. And of course, if you want to avoid Alzheimer's, you better use your brain every day to create a new neuron or whatever, and use it or lose it.
Right. That's one of my favorite things when a challenge comes up and I'm like, okay, the opportunity for new brain cells, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's the opportunity. Well, so can you give us a little bit of if somebody wanted to come to one of your sessions, what does it look like? So, I mean, there's different ways I know that you can work. And what are some of those differences?
One-on-one sessions where I'll talk with the client. I do have created my own oracle cards, Constellation Healing cards. So we may open a one-on-one session with the oracle cards, which if you have a problem, we pull 4 cards, 3 or 4 cards, see the subconscious underpinnings. Most stuff we're reacting to is the subconscious thing that's being triggered by something in our current life. So that helps open up the field. I can do one-on-one on Zoom where I might rep you resolving that problem, whatever, in a one-on-one. I personally prefer live workshops like we did this weekend with about 15 or 20 people, so that I could pick the client would pick number one, a representative for themselves with their problem resolved, and then it starts to show up in the representative for them, or their mother, or their father, or whatever, what the real issue is. And then we work on releasing that and separating when they help boundaries so they don't have to carry it or recreate the problem their ancestors had. And ultimately, a more complicated dynamic is we feel we have to suffer out of loyalty. So we feel if our grandmother suffered, how dare we have an easy life? That would be dishonoring grandmother who had a rough life. But what people fail to realize that grandmother wants a good life, but it was attainable in time frame what was happening in human history. So we honor their place in history, that it was their fate and destiny to have that rough life, but yet you're here in spite of it. So can we honor them and thank them for that, surviving that, and then we can take our life and have a good fat life, or just a good life in general, which honors their memory more, because I don't think they would want the suffering to continue generations after generations. It's like okay, I suffered, so everyone else can have a better life. That's the biggest honor for us to have a better life in spite of their suffering rather than continuing it.
Right. And I loved when you said that what we do, the choices and decisions I'm making today affect my generation or my family dynamic 100 years from now. When you hear that, I don't know, it makes me want to be more intentional.
Right? Absolutely.
And more aware of the choices that I'm making all day long.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, even the kids are our teachers, so they incarnated into the family system to learn something, or sometimes the children incarnate to remind the family, hey, love is possible. Hey, I'm an innocent child, love me, and we want that as children. Sometimes they may bring up the pain that we get the love that our child is asking for, and some other will say, boy, I wish I got this, I'm the mother you would love because I was smothered love. So there's always an opportunity to do it better and to rectify the past. I mean, me, being a battered child, if that's the best they had to offer, then what the hell happened to them? If that was the best they could give me, I mean, ironically, I made lemons out of the lemonade. And one thing I asked our listeners to listen to, Oprah had her childhood over without those experiences.
Right. And we always say happy people, one of our family kind of sayings is happy people don't act like that.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. And so if somebody's being annoying or angry or whatever, then it helps like not react and be judgmental about them. I don't like the behavior, but at the same time to have compassion and kindness around. Well, there's things going on there that I have no visibility to.
Yeah. And those people that are suffering like that, that are unhappy, they may be unhappy because they don't have any other choice. And we have compassion that they're trapped in their own paper bag of dysfunction and can't get out. And that's where loyalty comes in. Like, okay, if my ancestors suffered, I have to suffer the same way. That's a symbolic love. I don't view it as real love. It's symbolic love. I'll show you I love you by suffering the way you suffered. And it's a symbolic way of rather than honoring, hey, I see you're suffering, boy, I'm gonna have a chance to do it different. I love you, even though you suffered, and I'm gonna do it a different way to let's say improve the future of the family system.
Wow, that's so powerful. So if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, Gary, how would they do that?
The best way is my website. It's www.garystuart.com. I have tons of blogs, tons of videos, me on national television, and my books. There's a lot of information there, and that's a good way. And I do one-on-one Zoom calls, really for workshops. Great thing is new location done is wired, so I can actually do this Zoom at the workshop and record it, whether you're present or not, send you the recording what happened in your constellation, whether you watch it live or just get the recording after the fact, with a little phone consultation and stuff like that. And I think that's a great way for people to do the work and not be present in Arizona, but anywhere in the world. And if you can't be present because it's nighttime, you're sleeping, we can still do the work here and send you the recording and wake up to what happened while you were asleep.
Oh my gosh, so you can do that with multiple people.
Yeah.
Wow.
In Mexico City last Friday night, and it was wonderful. The client got to watch Constellation. We hit the record button, and they saw it, and said they got to watch it live. I think Mexico City Central Time or whatever, so it wasn't too late there. And then we sent the recording the next day, and the subject was a bit of divorce. So we saw lots of things, having children repping, aligning with the father was shocking to the mother working, because they felt the father was stable rather than frenetic emotions of the mother. The difference between testosterone and estrogen, and that would give her new information on what her kids need during this time of crisis with the dissolution of the marriage. And it got to the point that the father rep, which never happened in real life, we'll see what happens in real life. He said, I would go to therapy to resolve this. This was a major breakthrough from the father's point of view.
Wow. Okay, so what, if we wanted to say, where could somebody start? Like right now, what would you advise somebody, a place to start to heal the family dynamics?
I would say honor what came before, but let it be in the past. So if you honor your mother, your father, your grandmother, just honor, say someone was raised by their grandmother, lots of their mothers have been institutionalized, or somebody put up for adoption, name, and I've encountered it. But just honor what happened as it was. Bert Hellinger always said, can we honor the past as it was? Most of us, myself included, years tried over spilled milk. Oh, I wish they did this. I wish my father hugged me. I wish this happened. Why didn't that happen? So we spent our lifetime shoulda, woulda. Can we just accept this is the way it happened? Let it be that way. Honor that, and then move forward, creating what you want to create, as opposed to what was created for you. So I think if we honor the past and leave it there, just leave it there. It's not really supporting your future. It got you to this point of being present, to leave the past behind you, so you can move forward in your present and really make your dreams true. At the very least, you know what not to do.
Got it. Okay. No, that's really sound advice. And one of my friends I was talking to the other day, she was like saying she has this vision of the life she's wants to live moving forward, and it was just so cute. It was like, I see myself as this person, who lives in the country with this relationship in this kind of a house, and it was just delightful the way she put it. I get to grow these kinds of flowers and eat this kind of food, and and she comes from a family of a lot of drama as well. But I just love the way that you put that. So honor, accept and honor, and
Let it go.
yeah,
Move,
and
move,
then move forward.
in
Yeah.
spite of it.
That's great. Well, all right. Thank you, Gary. It's been such a delight to talk to you, and such a nice reminder of what's possible for us, right?
Absolutely.
And
I
we get to
certainly
choose.
don't think reincarnated to suffer. I think if you look at a baby full of laughter and joy, except when it's crying, then we reincarnated. So can we all be happy babies at any age?
Happy babies. I love that. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And let's go out and, live our best good fat life.
It's